If I can go back, I'd rather just been denied the loan than to go through what I went through.
She was stuck paying 160% interest on a loan she desperately needed.
And there are thousands of Minnesotans just like her, charged with soaring interest rates despite recent efforts to guard against predatory loans.
Tonight, Fox 9 investigator Nathan O'Neill explains it's all because of what's known as the lender loophole.
It's fast and easy money. Online loans with the click of a button.
Some folks might look on here and think that this is a good deal and not understand that this is a raw deal.
The interest rate, 188%.
These rates are ridiculous.
222% interest rate, 348%.
With out-of-state companies cashing in on Minnesotans.
The rates we think are justified.
All made possible because of the lender loophole. Her medical assistant, Christine Westbrook.
Yep, but this is my life.
Supporting her 5 kids in their Hastings home takes priority. But in 2019, she desperately needed financial help to make ends meet.
How important was it for you to have that money in hand at that time?
Extremely, because it was about the livelihood of me and my children.
She took out a loan for $1,000 from an online lender called OpFi.
And I applied for it and I got approved the same day, and I was really shocked.
A snap decision that came with a soaring interest rate of nearly 160%, which could have cost her almost $800 more than she originally borrowed.
A lot of folks describe that as predatory.
Yes.
Do you think that was predatory?
Yes. At the time, I was vulnerable, broke, I needed it. So it was like a stranger trying to get a kid with a candy bar.
Some folks might look on here and think that this is a good deal and not understand that this is a raw deal. This is a predatory. This is stripping wealth instead of protecting and building wealth.
Ann Leland is the executive director of Exodus Lending, a nonprofit that's helped more than 100 Minnesotans just like Christine get out from under high-interest loans.
We're seeing that folks who are being targeted are the majority of our customers are low-income communities of color.
Last year, her team successfully pushed to cap interest rates in Minnesota to 50%. But financial records reviewed by the Fox 9 investigators show companies are using a loophole in federal law to charge rates well above that.
It's called Renta Bank because fintechs are renting a bank partner to export interest rates above 150% to Minnesotans through the internet.
Here's how it works. You live in Minnesota and you're applying for a loan from an online lender like OpFi, which is physically based in Chicago. OpFi then partners with a state-chartered bank in Utah, where there are no state interest caps. So instead of being protected by Minnesota's cap of up to 50%, you could end up paying 200 or even 300%.
I think it's fair to call any triple-digit interest predatory.
Jessica Whitney is Deputy Attorney General for the state of Minnesota and a critic of the tactic.
They're like a concrete life preserver. They look like they're going to help people, but at triple-digit, at 150, 200, 400, 600%, what we have seen, that doesn't help people.
The Fox 9 investigators reviewed more than 24 Renta Bank-style loans, and the receipts are revealing.
This loan is from a bank in Utah.
Most of these Minnesotans borrowed about $1,000.
And this is a loan that was issued by OpFi.
Each loan,
Interest rate, 159%.
more extreme than the next.
348%. So while they borrowed $1,400, it would end up costing them almost $10,000 to pay back.
Overall, the interest on these loans averaged about 190%, almost 4 times the state cap.
We really do try to help these consumers in a way that others won't.
We took our questions to OpFi, which last year handled more than 17,000 loans in Minnesota alone.
How do you justify triple-digit interest on a loan like this?
The rates we think are justified based on the risk. Even though the rate may be high, the loans that we facilitate are transparent. So there are no fees, no late fees, no insufficient check fees.
In OpFi's most recent financial filings, the company explains its whole business model, which raked in $351 million in revenue, is built on Renta Bank-style loans. Those same filings reveal most loans are approved almost instantly with artificial intelligence. Yet in 2021, 1 out of every 3 loans issued nationwide ended in default.
the banks that we work with have made a decision that they're willing to, as I said, that, you know, these are high risk loans, and they're willing to risk the higher default rates that we've seen in exchange for being able to provide credit access to more consumers.
But OppFi has faced legal backlash for its tactics. In the District of Columbia, the Attorney General there sued the company in 2021, accusing it of, quote, predatory and deceptive practices. OppFi denied those allegations, but it agreed to pay a $1.7 million settlement and refund affected customers. Back at the Minnesota State Capitol,
House File 3680 is a simple bill that will close remaining loopholes.
Advocates and the Attorney General are now trying to close the Renta Bank loophole.
What this bill would do is make those state banks that are based outside of Minnesota and credit unions subject to Minnesota law.
But there's significant pushback from the financial tech industry.
I can't overstate how concerned we are about HF 3680.
Including OppFi, who argue it would take away the only option for their desperate customers.
Just leaving them high and dry is just wouldn't be good for the consumer, and it wouldn't be good for Minnesota generally.
What is your response to that?
My response is yes, there will be fewer options, but there'll be fewer bad options.
As for folks like Christine,
I just need to run up to the store quick and then.
She wishes there had been better guardrails in place before she ever took out that loan.
It's not worth it. It's a trap for failure, literally. If I can go back, I'd rather just been denied the loan than to go through what I went through.
The bill sitting in the legislature right now is not retroactive, meaning it would only apply to new loans moving forward. And while the AG's office says the bill would strengthen its ability to hold bad actors accountable, the executives at OppFi tell me they expect this bill, if passed, would almost certainly be challenged in the courts. For the Fox 9 investigators, I'm Nathan O'Neill.
Astounding.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
After the